One alive can always be an angel. When everything goes wrong, you see some bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Show No Mercy Show, the loudest podcast on the planet. How's everybody feeling tonight? We're going to get started here soon. Let's listen to some tunes. Jam it.
I'm doing shit on my own. Your bitch out singing my songs. You little niggas late on chrome. I sell out the Georgia Dome. It's fully a cut off her arm. On top of the building on calm. It's BBS stones in the charm. I take out my tie when it's warm. I'm hot, hit the fire alarm. Canary, the diamonds is corn. New Brabus to see all orange. These niggas ain't funny like Lawrence. These niggas ain't standing on G. These niggas ain't come out the street. It's 200 bands on your head top. They coming to get it this week. Go get my gang, we locked in like dreadlock. We keep a Draco when I reach. Don't go back and forth with a op. Make his mama go talk to the priest. Put a track on the car, get the drop. I send tips on the net, go to eat. Niggas play, we don't play when it's beef. I go right out with all they streets. Had to get my face back in the playing field. Man, my body caught chills when I count a meal. Till my young niggas spinning like windmill. Spin a million, they give me a thrill. And the money, some feel like Shaquille. Had the money in the safe and the seal. Go and get you a hat that's a kill. Like my bitch, thick booty Brazil. Order Lambo, it's white and teal. Yellow diamond, I told the bitch yield. Got the Glock on my right and my heel. Cost a Ferrari each of my ears. I been fucking your bitch a few years. I made niggas put on denim tears. In the streets you get talk, no fear. I'm geeking out on the pills. Pills. I'm geeking out on the pills. Pills. I'm geeking out on the pills. Pills. I'm geeking out on the. 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 Before they two hit that ball with his crew. I go Fruit Loop with braces and point on my ears. I've been fucking it so starting to loving it so 50K every week it's been keeping out. I go beefing with B911 in my room. Jesus piece on the 10. I got killers in here. Super cross on the 10s. I've been sending this shit. Hit the Drake at the bitch. We gon' spin them like chips. Baby, do you understand me now? Chop up a count of these diamonds hitting right now. Tell a nigga fight this hammer, hit his ass quick. Spreads on the bitch. Pipe up, she let me take her down. Did what I did. Fuck you, just stay around. Now I'm up in the building with 50s on 50s. I'm throwing them around every city. Now man, I'ma fuck up the town. I ain't saw it. There's a rush. I'm geeking out off on pills. I got her on her front on them pills. Up inside of her bed, my pills. She want me fuck her while for them pills. Man, I'm sick, got the house on them pills. Flex on them bitch in the house, say yeah. I don't drink deep, say ho, I'm trying, so me to geeking out off pills. I'm geeking out on pills. I'm geeking out on the pills. I'm geeking out on the. 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 I'm geeking out on the pills.
What's going on? We are back. I know it's been weeks. I'll tell you what I've been doing. I've been all over. I've been traveling around. We've been hanging out, going on vacations, the whole 9 yards. I've done a lot of observing. I've watched people and their habits. And you know what's really stuck out to me on my travels? What really stuck out to me? I've come up with this thing where I just think not everybody, I think there is a giant portion of people faking medical conditions, ladies and gentlemen. I know it sounds crazy. Faking medical conditions for clout is what I'm talking about here. I really believe this at my core, that I think that there is a whole subspecies of human beings that have this thing where they gotta have something. They gotta be. Back in the day, it used to be OCD. Somebody would go, "Oh man, yeah, I gotta have everything. Everything needs to be I have OCD. No, the fuck you don't. You just like a clean workspace. There's people, for the longest time, they were just getting confused with being clean, cleanliness, neatness. They were getting this confused with the whole medical diagnosis of obsessive compulsive disorder. And I never understood it. I'm like, you're not OCD, dude. I mean, look at my shot here. I mean, it's not the but it's neat. I'm not OCD. I just like a clean workspace. You're not OCD. And this is the tip of this is actually, we're not even talking about OCD. That's from before. That's what I've noticed before. Long time ago. I started noticing that in high school. I'm like, what? Then I saw Matchstick Men. I'm like, that's fucking OCD. Like when he's like, I see a fucking thing on my carpet, and if I don't get it, I'm going to fucking put a bullet in my head. That's how I feel. Like, that's OCD to me. Not this like, oh yeah, I'm so OCD. I just have to have like, this has to be spaced right. That's just like, you like neat workspaces, or you like your place neat. There's nothing OCD about being clean and being neat. But now they're doing it with how many fucking service animals are really out there? And the thing with the service animals, it's like these people are just buying service animal patches, putting them on a little harness for their dog so they can take their dog everywhere. And they're not service animals. Some of these things cause issues. Real service animals don't cause any issues. They're supposed to like be stress-free. They're supposed to take care of you in a way. These dogs with the service animal harnesses, they're not taking care of the owner. It always looks like the owner's, like it's not even obligation. It's like the owner is burdened. All the fake service dog people are burdened. They're like, oh God, sorry, he took a shit right here. Service animal wouldn't put that stress on you. And you wouldn't put that service animal through that anyway, making him wait for the bathroom. Like, it's like these things are regimented, disciplined dogs. They have extensive training. There's no way that there are that many legit service animals out there. And I've seen some of the behavior, and I'm like, there's no fucking way. Do you ever see the dog in Home Depot getting mauled by the pit bull? These two people brought their dogs in Home Depot, and they started mauling each other. Or no, the pit bull started mauling this little dog. Apparently there were service animals. Not lying. But I think you could bring your dogs into Home Depot regardless at this point. I don't think anybody cares in Home Depot if you just bring your raggedy-ass dog there, your raggedy-ass violent dog. They don't care. But the thing is you can't question anybody on this because it's a HIPAA violation. You can't, it'll expose that you have some medical condition. I don't understand why you couldn't just have a certificate that you have to have registered with the place or something. I don't know. A better place. Maybe that's too extreme. But at least have some credentials that you can show. I think you have to show credentials for a plane. I believe you do. But still, I know people are lying. I'm going to find out who.
Federal fucking prison.
Straight to fucking federal prison. I'm going to find out who you are. You know, it's even worse than that. I swear to God, there's people faking another one. I saw another one the other day. This kid, 20-some years old, has insane Tourette's. Like jolting body Tourette's. It happens to be all curse words and and dirty, disgusting words like cunt, and he's like cunt, 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 and he's like shaking, and it's constant. It's every day. I'm sure there's some lulls, but it's pretty consistent from what they're portraying. I think they're fucking lying. Because guess what? It's like the dudes, have you seen these things with like the moms that have like whole pages, TikTok pages or Instagram pages of their like autistic son? And they make like a whole Instagram page about their daily life with their autistic son. Well, that's what somebody's doing to this guy with Tourette's. And so they're like, this is pretty consistent. It's a constant struggle. He really suffers. Guess what? The dude has tattoos all over his fucking face.
Federal fucking prison.
And they even have a reel or something, and the guy is getting a tattoo on his face. All of a sudden, you have this Tourette's thing with everything else. All of a sudden, you can go be a cool guy and get a tattoo and sit through a fucking tattoo. I'm not buying it.
What the hell is even that?
I'm not buying it, dude. AJ Wilkerson, you're another motherfucker, okay? That I just think is hyping this shit up for clout. You may have some type of social thing going on. Well, you might. Asperger's. You might have some Asperger's. You might have a little bit of the autism. You might. But have you seen this guy on stage? His whole voice changes. His whole body moves. His voice changes, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. His voice changes, and he makes himself sound like a retarded person. And he does these like handshaking things. Well, I just want to go. No, I have autism, bro. It's like so insane. And he says it's a tic that he gets with like public speaking in front of large groups of people. It's like a nervous tic because he's autistic. Guess what? This guy was in the U.S. military. I'm almost certain that he was an officer. Maybe he was an E6. No, I think he was an officer. Some type of lieutenant. Maybe even made it to captain. You're telling me at no time in that career span this was dormant? These tics were dormant until you got out and decided that that wasn't going to be the best thing you ever did with your life, was the military? I got to get noticed somehow. I'm not really that funny, but I got to get noticed somehow. I got to come up with a thing. Everybody has to have a thing, it seems like. Uncle Laser with his whole like super redneck persona with the mullet and the fucking pit vipers. It's like a whole gimmick. And I think some of these people are starting to believe that that's who they are. I mean, nobody can tell AJ Wilkerson that he's faking this, because then you're going to get shit on. I don't really care about getting shit on. I don't think he's necessarily faking it all the way. I just think that he is playing it up a lot. And it's so exhausting that he can't do it all the time. So he came up with this excuse for it. It only happens in front of audiences. So I decided to do stand-up comedy. to like get over. And then everybody goes, oh, how brave. He did it to get over, like, you know, to make something, you know, out of a bad situation. Praise him. And that's where like some of the clout, I think, comes from. That's where the clout's coming from. I think he's completely faking it. I think the Tourette's guy is faking it. I'll have to post a link. Or something with the Tourette's guy. It's crazy. AJ Wilkerson is kind of crazy too, because then you see him on these podcasts. You know, you think he'd be nervous then. I know it's not a group of people. But it's still pretty nerve-wracking. I get nervous sometimes. Just kidding. I don't ever. Never get nervous. That's gay. But he's on these podcasts. He's like, you know, sometimes he gets some hot chicks on there. You think he'd be nervous then? Nope. It doesn't affect him at any other point in time. Just when he's on stage doing his thing. All right. So that's what I've come up with, is that I think that there's just a lot of people faking things for clout. There's so many people that claim they have autism now. So many. And I'm not saying that there's not a big influx of autistic people or people getting diagnosed with autism. I think that's a thing for sure. But I also believe, on the other hand, that there is a good group of people faking it. I think 60% of the service dogs are bullshit. I think 30% of these autistic diagnoses are bullshit. It's like when everybody, like, it's like when you could smoke weed legally if you had a medical card. And then so everybody was going to these like medical weed doctors and telling them they can't sleep and doing these things to get a weed card so they can go like buy weed legally. Back when weed was, you know, on the up and up of being legalized recreationally. But yeah, I mean, same thing. I was in New York, my first time ever in New York, and I was, you know, observing there. I saw 3 different homeless people with what one would assume would be some type of tic. But why was the tic the same? It was weird. 3 different homeless people, 3 different, completely different spots in New York, different areas in Manhattan. I'd see a homeless guy, and when people would walk by, he would be tensed up like, fuck you. Like, he would just be like this as they walk by. He wouldn't be like yelling at them. Somebody would walk by and he'd be like, ugh, and he would just he'd just be flipping the people walking by off. And I don't know if it was to get a rise out of him, but I swear on everything, I saw it with 3 different people, ladies and gentlemen. Why? What are the odds? What are the odds that they would have the same tic? Thought it was very, very strange. They're lying. There's something that they're not telling us. It's a lie. Anyway, how's everybody doing? So that's what I observed. It was the weirdest thing too. This is a true story. I went to the 9/11. I went to the World Trade Center Memorial, and I saw a situation that made me sort of. There was a pinch of me that was like, "Fuck no, dude!" Like, okay, so I was walking up to the site, to the actual memorial, I think of the North Tower, I believe it was. And as I'm walking up, there is a Middle Eastern looking man, an Arabic looking man, posing in front of the memorial with a huge smile, and like, might as well be thumbs up. Like, he's just posted up there and somebody's snapping a picture of him right in front of the memorial. I thought I kind of like, a part of me was like, hey, what the fuck, motherfucker? Fucking smiling and shit. I should fucking, like, I was, part of me. It was strange, dude. I was deeply offended. What the fuck are you doing smiling in front of this thing for? God damn it, Muhammad. The fuck on? Why are you smiling in front of this thing, dude? Did you do it? I mean, I don't know, man. It's just the way.
Federal fucking prison.
I mean, I'm sorry. It was my natural reaction. I'm like, why are you smiling? I didn't see anybody else doing that. I could never imagine feeling comfortable to do that. And that's because I look Arabic. I look like one of them guys. But no, I even so, I would not think that that's appropriate. I think that's a bad look. I didn't like it. Anyway, so that's that. Those are my travels, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. What do we got here tonight? We got so much stuff going on. What's playing right now? I mean, let's see. Play a song in the background, dude. So we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of stuff that's going on with the UFC, with combat sports. There's a lot of cucking going on lately. I'm seeing a lot of flexing. We're gonna talk about that. The UFC just signed a $7.7 billion deal with Paramount Plus. They're getting away from ESPN Plus. That contract ends at the end of 2025. The new contract with Paramount Plus picks up January 2026. Now we are able to watch all UFC live events, numbered events on Paramount Plus. Thank fucking God. Oh my God. I mean, I have a fucking ESPN Plus subscription. I don't watch shit on it besides the UFC. I don't give a fuck about the PFL. I don't give a fuck about Bellator. I don't give a fuck about football. None of that. I don't really care. There's certain things that pop up that I'll watch. I do watch, the Super Bowl. I want to see what's going on. I'll watch the World Series, of course, all the big shit. And that's honestly how I am with the UFC too. I watch what I feel like is only the best cards. I only buy the best cards. Stream the rest. Just kidding. I would never do that. I love fucking paying. I love paying for these cards. I mean, you can't beat the quality. I cannot stream these fucking cards. I might not be the most diehard fan in the world. I don't know every single fighter. I still struggle with weight classes. And I've been watching UFC for a really long time. I still struggle with weight classes. What's a middleweight? What's a lightweight again? I still struggle with a lot of that stuff. It's not something I've really wanted to learn to memorize. I just know that I like watching the violence, and I don't have time to pay attention to Bellator and PFL or One. I just don't have time. I watch clips from it, of course. I'm a normal person. But I don't really know any fighters or anything like that out of those other promotions. But anyway, UFC $7.7 billion deal with Paramount Plus. They're leaving ESPN Plus. They're leaving the pay-per-view model. Okay. Now with a subscription to Paramount Plus, you get access to all numbered events, all live events. There might be some things that pop up that you might have to pay for. I don't know. I don't know, but from the sounds of it, all the live events, all the numbered events are good to go now. Paramount Plus subscription, that's all you need. Perfect. Absolutely wonderful. I'm really stoked about it. And I think everybody should be stoked about it. I think the fighters should be stoked about it. I think the UFC should be stoked about it. I think Paramount Plus should be stoked about it. I think the fans should be stoked about it. And that's how I feel. $7.7 billion over, I believe, 10 or 11 years. My vape was on the charger. Yeah, so over 7 years. So they're making, so it's $1.1 billion a year. I think it's a $7.7 billion deal. So it's like $1.1 billion a year. And I think this is going to be great. And I'll break it down. I'll break each category down. I think it's going to be great for, let's start with the UFC. I think it's going to be great for the UFC. I think they're going to gain a lot more traction like this. You gotta remember, the UFC is still new to this game. They're still new to the game. They're the babies here. Okay? The NFL has been around forever. MLB, all of these sports, these big sports they've been around forever. The UFC is new. Okay? It's newer than all that stuff. And so to see the growth of it, it's actually pretty exciting. You know, we could call this, it just gets better and better. And at the end of this deal, they were making, until this new deal starts, they're making $500 million a year. Okay? With ESPN Plus, that's the deal with ESPN Plus, $500 million a year. Now they're doubling that revenue. They're doubling that. That's insane. So, I mean, it's really a big deal. It's great for the UFC. They're up there with the bigger dogs. They're up there with the big boys. Besides the NFL, for reference, I watched some of Brennan Schaub's take. You know, I had to go straight to Brennan Schaub. I have to get his take. And, you know, I share some of the same sentiments that Brennan Schaub has about the deal, but he doesn't think it's going to be great for the fighters. I personally think it's going to be great for the UFC to get new viewers. Okay. I think it's great and doubling their annual revenue. Okay. Their media deal just doubled. Okay. That's fucking sick. That's significant growth. It's the real deal. I think it's going to be great for Paramount Plus because I believe that they will get more subscriptions. 100%. It works out for them. I anticipate a lot of subscriptions. I would actually like to know, if that number goes up for sure. I believe it will. But I believe there's also going to be a lot more people tuned in. I mean, those things kind of go hand in hand, right? I guess. But I think it's going to be great for Paramount Plus. I think it's going to be great for the fans, of course, because now you're not paying, X amount of money for your ESPN subscription. And then on top of that, paying for $100 UFC event. So there's that, of course. For the fans, it's great. It's awesome. I'm glad that they're doing this. I'm glad that they're getting rid of the pay-per-view model. I think it's a win. I think it's a win-win for everybody. Now, when I went, the first person I had, Brennan Schaub, and then of course I have to get Jake Paul's take on it. Everybody is worried. They're saying that, Brett, we'll talk about it here. I'm going to bring up the Brennan Schaub show, the Schaub show or whatever the fuck it is, and where he's talking about it. And I agree with Schaub on a lot of his takes when it comes to this deal. But he has some strong feelings about about how it's going to be for the fighters. He's basically saying the fighters aren't going to get anything in return out of this deal. That's what he's saying. But I know fight bonuses are going up. I heard a number. The fight bonuses, the ones that were $50,000 are going to $100,000. Okay? So that's big money too. For getting fight of the night, getting a crazy knockout. You know, that's big money. You're doubling the bonus. That's huge. They doubled their revenue stream. They're doubling the bonus. Now, I don't think, when we're talking about fighter pay here, I think the top 10 guys will have room to argue. I think they have an argument that their incentive goes up for doing, let's just say, for getting in the ring. Like, for instance, KHAMZAT got paid $800,000 to fight Dricus. That's the number I heard. It's like $700,000 or $800,000. Dricus got like $2.2 million. He was the champ. And that's the type of money you make when you're the champ. Whether you win or lose that fight, you go into that, you know, with that guaranteed money. Now, with this deal, I don't think it should double fighters like whatever you want to call it. Let's call, you know, when they fight, let's call that their base pay, the price that they are paid to step in the octagon that night. We'll call it like base pay. The fighter pay, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't think that that's going to double. I don't see that doubling at all. I see it going up a little bit. I see Dricus, and if Dricus and KHAMZAT fought in this new contract, for instance, I could see, instead of $2.2 million for Dricus, maybe he gets $3 million. You know, maybe he gets $3 million. KHAMZAT sitting at a cool mill. You know, something like that. Or, you know, I don't know, even like $5 million. I mean, it's a pretty big deal, but it just depends on how they want to invest that money back into the sport. That's they're going to invest in their fighters. They're going to increase the bonuses, and they're going to, I bet you they're going to raise the fighter pay as well. Even if it's by a little bit, they'll raise it. I think they're going to make it worth their time, worth the athlete's time, for sure. I see that pay going up. We'll see, though. We'll see if Dana White had said anything. I don't even know. I didn't see if Dana White said fighter pay is not going to be going up. But I don't think that he's going to discuss that. I don't know if anybody's asked that yet. Is fighter pay going up with this deal? I know the bonuses are. So we'll see what ends up happening with it. I don't think that they're going to get completely fucked out of this deal. Okay? I would say, too, if you wanted to reinvest some money back into the UFC, maybe getting some, I know they have the Performance Institute, maybe getting some more doctors in there, you know, so these guys can get surgeries, these guys can get taken care of, keep your investment running for as long as possible, fighting these mandingos. It doesn't matter if you're black or white or anything. When I'm looking at a UFC fight and somebody's doing a ground and pound, I always think of Django Unchained. I always think of the fight at Monsieur Candy's house, or that place that the Mandingos were fighting at. I just think of Mandingo fighting. It doesn't have anything to do with skin color. Yeah. Let's see what old Brennan Schaub has to say about this. I don't know. I forgot where the time code was. Shit. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and play it.
All that is gone. Now, I'm talking, you know, the next wave for Ilya Topuria, Tom Aspinall, Islam Makhachev, KHAMZAT, a DDP, Merab. I'm talking about the one percenters. Those guys had, if they dominated as champions, would make generational wealth money if they were smart with it. All that is gone. Now, I say that.
Okay, he's talking about the pay-per-view incentives. He's talking about you're getting a percentage of the pay-per-view buys, and now that's gone. But I feel like as a businessman, Dana is going to somehow make up for that on the back end. It might not equal as much, it might not equal as much as you want it to be. I don't know what they're expecting in fighter pay increase. I think it's going to be more, like I said. I don't know what it looks like. But I think he's going to make up for that on the back end somehow. It may not be as equivalent, but if you get that and knockout and a good knockout or whatever I don't know what the bonuses are. I can't remember. Fight of the night and something else, like you KO somebody real nice. Like, I think that's one of them too. Nice like KO bonus. So he's saying that it's going to hurt them because they don't get a percentage of the pay-per-view buys. But the pay-per-view buys, you only get a percentage of that if you're like on the main card, the main event. I believe, I got to look that up. But I don't think that everybody's getting a piece of their pay-per-view buys. I think it's the main event specifically. I don't even think it's the main card. I think it's the main event that's getting a piece. That's when they can negotiate pay-per-view buys, getting a cut from that. But now that's gone in 2026. So that's what Brennan's bitching about now. That they're fucked because they don't get pay-per-view buys anymore. But there was only a select few people getting pay-per-view buys anyway, and those people are the ones bringing home the $1 million twice a year. So I mean, they should be good. They should be pretty good. 1, 5, 10, depending on who you are and your draw. I mean, yeah.
Based off the information I currently have, UFC might come out and say, listen, we know we're getting rid of pay-per-view and we're getting $1.1 billion a year. So now instead of pay-per-view, we're going to up the champions pay this much, but it will never reach the amount of pay-per-view points. And remember, the current structure that they're in, endorsements are controlled by the UFC, meaning the endorsements are on the octagon. It's not on the fighter's shorts. They don't see a percentage of that.
That's old news. That's been like that since forever now. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw endorsements on the fighters. It's been in the octagon for a long. I've been watching it from the beginning. And I mean, they stopped doing that when they got, I'm pretty sure when they got the Reebok deal or whatever, which was not that long ago. I mean, no, it's been a while. They got rid of the endorsements a long time ago. Back when Brennan was still fighting. That's a good reference. I believe that's around the time because I think that's why he got like let go from whatever position he had, or whatever he was doing with the UFC. Because he was bitching about it openly all the time. So they are going to make up for it. We'll see.
So when you're listening to this and you find out that the UFC is making $1.1 billion. Now remember, they were getting $500 million. They've doubled their pay. Again, they've doubled their pay. Do you think the UFC is going to double the pay of the fighters? Do you think they're going to double the pay of the UFC champions? Probably not. I'll tell you what they're probably going to do, knowing the UFC like I do. They're going to announce there's going to be a pay increase of 5 or 10% maybe. And that's going to check the box for most of the sheep out there. They go, see, they're paying them more. But I want you to remember, and the UFC deserves it, and I'm not saying this might not be the way to do it, but I just want you to know how fucked up the fight business is. They've doubled their profit. And the fighters are staying exactly the same. Does that make sense to anybody out there? This is the fight business. This is what it is. So when you guys go, oh, you're so passionate about McConnell taking money. This is why. This is why. They will fuck the fighters at every
But the fighters, they're not going to get double the pay. It's just, it's not feasible. I don't think it's going to be a 10% increase. I think it's going to be a significant increase. 10% is like what you get off with a veteran discount. Like I think it's going to be in the 20%. I think it's going to be like 20%, most 25. I think that's feasible, but we'll see. Brennan knows a lot more. He's been in the UFC. He knows the fight game. I'm just saying, I think they're going to make it worth their time. And the fighters staying the same, I really don't understand what that has to do with anything. The fighters pay, that staying this, I don't know what he's trying to say here. The fighters are all the same. The fighters are the fighters. And it's not all profit. That's not all profit. That's money that they got to put some of that money back into the media aspect. It's a media deal. Maybe nicer cameras. Maybe they do something different. Get a different camera angle. Figure out how to mic up a fighter. Ooh, wouldn't it be sick where fighters can wear like safe contacts that wouldn't fly out, and you get a POV view of a fight as part of a camera angle? I mean, I know that's crazy talk, but I'm just saying. Wouldn't that be sick? But I mean, they're going to invest back into the UFC to keep it entertaining, obviously. So it's not just profit. They're taking money and they're going to reinvest it. They're going to reinvest some of it into the fighters, some of it into the program. If I were Dana White, I'd invest it by doing some cool things at the Performance Institute, updating some things, getting some doctors on board, a bunch of doctors. They probably already have doctors and physical therapists, but I mean, if you could justify putting some more doctors on the roster there to help the fighters out so they can get medical care, and now they don't have to worry about the medical bills, even though I think Dana White at some points in time I guarantee that he's helped out fighters. I guarantee that he's helped out fighters pay some medical bills here and there if he thought it was justified. I think he's always been a fair boss. He's a business guy, yes, but I think he's always been pretty fair, and I think he's treated the fighters pretty well from a professional standpoint. So they're going to reinvest their money back into the business. It's not all just profit. Whatever's left over, obviously that's the profit, but I think they should be reinvesting back. They should be looking I think another big problem with the UFC right now too with this, because Brennan also makes this point, I don't know if it's earlier or not, but he's saying how the cards are going to get like shittier and how the cards have kind of been shitty lately without all the stars, AKA Conor McGregor. I mean, we're going to talk about that here coming up at, I think, a 13-minute mark. We'll touch that again. But I mean, he's talking about, I don't know. I could see them, yes, investing here, investing there, figuring out what the fucking White House thing, if that's even going to happen. We're going to talk about that later. That's going to cost money, I'm sure, to make that happen. They're already having issues. We'll talk about that. What else? I mean, they got to save some coin to have the women's heavyweight division. That's got to happen. That's got to happen to make people want to watch a little bit more. I don't think the fight cards have been bad. He's talking about the fight cards being mediocre. But I always feel like something exciting happens on the main card regardless. I think Hunter and Dana do a good job doing the matchmaking shit. I think Hunter's mostly responsible for that. And I think they do a good job. The stars that he's talking about, these big stars, John Jones, Conor McGregor, those guys are like, they come around every now and then. Izzy was really big too. Sean O'Malley's a big draw, but nobody takes it like McGregor. McGregor has the record for most pay-per-view buys. I mean, he's on the top 10 list like eight out of the 10 times. Yeah, it's crazy. So like those stars come every now and then. There hasn't really been a big star like that since Conor McGregor. John Jones is always going to be a huge draw. He's another big name. But he's referencing Tom Aspinall, but Tom Aspinall isn't drawing. He hasn't been put in that position. He's naming all these other big people, but they're all kind of like the up and comers. We don't know. Ilia Topuria to me is looking like the biggest draw right now. But even that's depending on who he's matched up with. But he's a guy that's on the rise that could has a lot of star power. He has a lot of star power. I don't think he's unlocked it yet. Izzy, John Jones, Sean O'Malley, Conor McGregor. Nate Diaz drew a lot too, but that was thanks to Conor McGregor. But a lot of people wanted to watch Nate Diaz fight a lot as well. But now we're just in this weird phase right now where, I mean, the divisions are kind of stagnant, I would say. That's another big problem. So maybe that's a way that they can invest some of them billions. Maybe they need to acquire one. Maybe they need to acquire PFL or Bellator, or I don't know the ones that are struggling right now. I don't know which ones are on like the downturn. But maybe buying those guys out, taking those fighters on so we have a bigger pool to make better matches. I mean, that would be a big investment as well. Because they got to figure out how to get these divisions moving as well. I mean, that's a whole other topic with who's dominating the divisions right now. And then you see run it backs all the time. Run it backs. If you lose a fight, just outright get your ass whooped in a big fight. I mean, I guess the guy was better that day and there could be your chance. But I mean, Merab dominated O'Malley. I did not need to see a second Merab O'Malley fight. I mean, yes, give that to Suga. I like him. I like watching Suga fight. I like watching Merab fight, but he's not a big draw. And he's the champion.
Opportunity, and that is the fight business. And most people go, that's the business. And I'm with you. I don't know if there's another way to do it. And there's no way to recoup, or there's no way to challenge the UFC. Those days are gone. The time to do this, it's already, the toothpaste is out of the tube. There's no going back. It will forever be like this. UFC does not have to make stars anymore. They're set. You're getting cookie cutter. If you hated what you're getting like these past few fight nights, get used to that, because now they're guaranteed that money. So the day and age of building star, all that's gone. They don't have to anymore. They don't have to do any of that.
So what he's saying basically is that the pay-per-view events are built on stars, like people that are going to spend the $100 because they just want to see KHAMZAT fight against Dricus, right? That was one that I had to see. I just had to see what happened because everybody was kind of depending on, like, everybody knew, but we're also like, but Dricus is so awkward, and that's like his thing. Like, he's just awkward. I don't know if KHAMZAT's going to be able to keep up with that awkwardness or know what to do if he flurries him with some awkward, weird combo shit. So there was like a little bit of like, I want to see. And that's how they sold it. But they're not big stars either. They're sort of boring. Dricus is pretty decent. He's kind of getting there, but now he just lost. He was the champion for a second, and now he's gone, and now we got KHAMZAT in there. And KHAMZAT's funny. He can do his thing, I guess, but it's very dry. And the UFC is not responsible for building stars. That's Brendan's thing. They gotta have, they're building stars to sell pay-per-views. No, I think the only stars that you could be referring to are Conor McGregor and John Jones. And I think that they were just stars, they were just natural, organic, outspoken. John Jones really spoke with his skill set. Conor McGregor did too, but he also, then he had the whole personality that was crazy. And people really latched onto it. The accent, the theatrics, you know, people still really started latching on to that McGregor shit. And so that's why he was such a big draw. And he was a striker, so his fights weren't boring. Back in the day, of course. But I don't think it's the UFC's responsibility to drive the fighters to be stars. I think they're just kind of doing things on their own and building their own reputation. And sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it doesn't. Colby Covington is a good example of that. If that guy would win fights, like if he would go on a tirade with his crazy personality and his whole gimmick that he's got going on, he could be a really big draw too, because he pisses a lot of people off. You know, he's like playing the heel. And it works for him. They wanted to see him get beat up. Masvidal was a big draw too, because Masvidal had a crazy personality, wild attitude, could talk shit really well. He wasn't cheeseball. And it kind of reminded you a lot of McGregor, right? And then everybody got in their head, what if they fought? You know, that was a thing for a split second. And just like Ilia Topuria, he's got it. He's got a little bit of that too. I'm telling you, he's got that star power as well. And he's dominating. I also think what's messing up the divisions are the people that are getting titles like Ilia Topuria defending at one time and then jumping ship to another division to go get another title for their legacy. I don't like that. I think you should be defending that title for at least three fights. You know, at least 3 fights. Dominate and then move up. And then if somebody challenges it in your old division, then you can go back down and then you can reign supreme again. Take your belt back because you're that badass. But yeah, nobody really holds a candle right now to the big stars, John Jones and Conor McGregor.
$1.1 billion regardless. There's no incentives. There's none of that. All that's out the window. Because the UFC, when they had a pay-per-view model, were forced to build stars in order to get money based off pay-per-view. They got rid of that model because they're done building stars. Those days are done.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't agree with that. I don't think it was ever the UFC's intention or responsibility to build stars. I'm going to say it again. Now, when you talk about like The Ultimate Fighter, there's producers, it's a TV show. So I could see them. I think the Chael Sonnen Wanderlei Silva beef was kind of instigated by whoever was producing that show to have a little bit of drama in there, and then it got carried away. But in the Raw fight game here, I don't believe that's the case. I don't believe they're trying to drive stories. I believe if things happen like the McGregor and Khabib thing, that was like a thing that just developed and they just kind of ran with it. Because McGregor was stuck playing a character and Khabib was being dead ass serious. That's another segment we're going to go over is cucked as hell. There's all these dudes getting cucked all over the place. And not a lot of people call him out on the shit. McGregor and Khabib were a good example. McGregor's trying to cuck the fuck out of Khabib, and Khabib was just like, it didn't matter if it was you were playing it up or trying to hype up the fight and sell pay-per-views, which it worked. It's one of the biggest fucking pay-per-view buys of all time. But Habib was dead serious about that shit. Everything, it didn't matter if McGregor was playing a part or not. He was offended, and he fucking owned, embarrassed Conor McGregor for it. And that's the type of shit you got to do. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, I agree with some of the things that Brennan's saying here. But I mean, his big take is I think he's far off, man. Some of the bigger takes that he has, I think he's off. And maybe I'm off. You know? I don't know. That's just how I feel. I think, like I said, I'm not going to keep saying it over and over. I think the fighters are going to be incentivized one way or another. I think they're going to find ways to make it all work. I think it's going to be good for everybody. I don't think that the UFC is responsible for building stars. I think the stars just have that it factor and they can fight. And that's it. So moving on, speaking of, like I said, we have a segment called Cucked as Hell. We're going to listen to some music first. I hope you guys don't mind. We're going to come back with the Cucked as Hell segment of the show. I hope everybody's just doing absolutely phenomenal. Let's listen to some tunes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Show No Mercy Show. Thanks for hanging out. So before we get to our next segment here, I want somebody sent me something. It's all over the internet now. Rampage Jackson's son. Did you guys see this video? Hopping in a wrestling ring, one of these like weird backyard shitty wrestling promotions, and he jumps in the ring. And he just starts he slams one of the guys. Apparently it was like scripted, like, okay, come in and slam me or whatever. Slam me real hard.
What the hell is even that?
and then give me, hit me. And I want you to like hit me for real. Okay. All right. I'm going to show you guys the video. This dude doesn't just hit this dude for real. I mean, he basically beat this fucking guy to death, dude. I'm surprised the guy didn't die. I mean, it's like, holy fuck. It was an insane thing to watch. I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It's fucking crazy. Like I said, it was like some backyard wrestling promotion. I think his name is Raja Jackson. He jumps in and just slams the dude and starts fucking pummeling him. Like, it reminded me of one of those scenes from those like ultra violent movies where like they're just their face starts caving in. You know? I was like, oh, it's fucking nasty, dude. I mean, holy shit. So now the internet's all up in arms. There's people backing him. There's people not backing him. There's people saying
Federal fucking prison.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes. Let's take a look. I'm gonna bring it up for you guys. Here we go. It's on IG over here. Now check this out. I'm gonna make it to where you guys. I'm gonna zoom in here. Let's see. I'm gonna zoom in as far. That's about as far as I can go on this minimized screen. Let's see what happens here. Oh shit! It's already playing. Let's pause it. Okay. Raj Jackson, Jaya. Jaya in the morning, Jaya in the, yeah. So Raja Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, jumping in the ring here. This is him in the white shirt. Let me see if I can. What can I do here? There we go. Look at that. I want you to pay attention here because it's kind of quick. I don't want to play it a million times. Let's check this out. Oh, of course, it's on fucking mute. How do we get it off of mute? How do we get it off of mute? Okay. Here it is. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Full force. Full force. I mean, holy fuck, dude. I mean, he's still going at it. I mean, he's hit this guy like 15 fucking times, full force, ground and pound to the fucking face, dude. This, I mean, holy shit, compare this shit to the UFC. This would have been stopped on the second punch. Music stops.
Hey, you gotta stop this shit, man.
The record stops. The music stops, dude. It gets dead ass serious in there. I mean, he's trying to fucking kill this dude. What happened? The rage. I mean, where did this come from? Did he have like a fucking... Did he have like a flashback? I mean, the guy looked pretty redneck. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ, sorry about that. Well, let's watch this one more time. Slams names them right here. We're going to count the punches here. I'm going to count them for you guys. These insane punches that could just totally kill somebody or leave them brain dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I mean, he hit him fucking 21 times. I think he missed maybe 4 of those punches.
Federal fucking prison.
And holy fuck. I mean, can you believe that? Like, what the fuck snapped? Like, the guy's retarded mongoloid guy, and he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. 2, it was racially driven, and he's like, this is my opportunity to get back at the white man. Or 3, he's a fucking serial killer, ladies and gentlemen.
Federal fucking prison.
I mean, there's no way. I don't care what type of agreement you had. This is insane. I mean, the guy said, yeah, really punch me. I don't think he meant fucking bludgeon me to death with your fists. I mean, I hope this guy's okay. I think he's okay. Next week, he might fucking die of a hemorrhage in his brain. And people are like, oh, that's fucking attempted murder. It's not. It's not unless he admits that was like his intention, or you can prove that was his intention. You guys some of these people are absolutely ridiculous on here. He's going to jail. No, he would go to jail to get, he's going to go to jail for the rest of his life. You don't go to jail for the rest of your life, dude. Stop being ignorant. But, I mean, I think the guy could press charges. I don't know, though, because they had an agreement. He didn't know, it's a really fucked up line. I don't know what the response was. It's a really fucked up scenario. Because he did ask for it, but he didn't ask for this. This is over the top, insane, psychotic shit. Lock this motherfucker up, dude. Rampage. What the fuck is going on? It's super crazy. It's super embarrassing, dude. Somebody get a hold of this fucking kid. That's insane. Yeah, I don't know what the situation is. What happened after this? I mean, the record stopped, the music stops, everybody's freaked out. I mean, you heard this fucking high-pitched shrill, like somebody's getting murdered. I mean, that's what it looked like. This guy was like out to murder this motherfucker. It was insane. Let's watch it one more time. Let me see. Hit that. Let's watch this one more time. I got to see it. I'm not going to do the audio. It's crazy. Boom. Boom, 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 motherfucker. Die. Something snapped in this kid, dude. This kid needs to be in a fucking padded room. That is absolutely bonkers. Try to find that here. All right. We're going to move on to our next segment here. And the next segment, I mean, I've been kind of waiting for this for a while. It's called CUCKED as Hell. And I'm going to show you things to look out for when a guy is trying to alpha you. I mean, ever since Joe Rogan kind of came out and started doing the alpha thing, alpha brain, and we're just apes and we're just primitive, naturally we need to be, this whole thing, smoke cigars, drink whiskey, be a big guy. There was this whole spawn of this culture of like alpha. The guys started reading books on how to be an alpha male because they were pussy, and they were tired of being a pussy, So they thought reading some books and stuff of how to act and how to act, and then they take that, and then it's like this overdone gimmick that they're trying to play. But you're either born with the shit or you're not. You got the type personality or you don't. And so there's like this whole influx of dudes that like will try to do certain things to like, I don't know, make you feel small. And it's not like coming from an organic, natural place. It's like, oh, I'm here, so like there's another dude. I gotta like fucking, when he's talking, I don't want to listen, or some shit. I've seen it a million times. It's happened. They'll say whatever they want to you in a joking manner, and then you can let it slide, or you don't let it slide, and that's where the actual confrontation comes in, and then the real guy prevails on how he handles it. If it gets physical, if he beats the guy with smarts, some words. But these fake alpha guys, dude, let's watch it. I'm going to tell you exactly, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about here. You know who does it a lot? We already talked about him. You know who does it a lot is Brennan fucking Schaub. Of course. This guy makes it on the show all the time now. It's just so goddamn easy. But let me show you the example of what I'm talking about here. And it's an interview. Oh, this isn't it. This is something else. Let me get this actual. Let me get it here. Here it is. Yes. Okay, so and Bryan Callen calls him out on it, but still not really, because Bryan Callen is scared of Brennan. Bryan Callen lets Brennan cuck him because Brennan could physically beat him up. But I don't think it would, if you stood up for yourself, I don't think it would get to that point. What are you going to do? Beat me up? You're going to assault me? Go to fucking jail because I'm calling you out for being a fucking dickhead? I mean, Brennan's insufferable in this shit with Bryan. I showed it last time a little bit. It's like I would walk off the show, and that's how I feel about a lot of these things I'm gonna show you. I would walk off. I'd be like, dude, fuck off. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like I mean, stand up for yourself and then like follow through with it. But these guys, they got to stay together because they make money, they make content. They don't want to cause, they don't want to cause a rough. They don't want to cause an issue, and they just let these dudes walk all over them. But the guys are purposely walking all over them because they know they can. But Brennan doesn't have to beat. Bryan doesn't have to beat Brennan Schaub up in order to prove his point, but he needs to actually stand up for himself. So I'm going to show you a clip here. Let me bring it over. And it's the Fighter and the Kid podcast, of course, ladies and gentlemen, our favorite podcast in the world. And they're just talking about some things. And then here it is. Here is an example of what to look for. These guys are on a podcast together. Okay? They're making the content. Bryan is always very good about being present, listening to what Brennan has to say so he can have something to say back to keep the conversation going. It's literally they're making a living off of this. So it's like undivided attention. It's a respect thing. When I'm talking, like we're having a conversation, you're looking at your phone. You're doing something else, distracted, not really listening. You're not really present. And that's a big thing. When you're talking to a guy and he's doing all other kinds of shit and you're trying to tell him something or make a point, he's not looking at you or doing it's a big sign. They're trying to like belittle you. But what you're saying is not important. So Brian's making this point. They're talking about DC. They're cracking down on crime. The crime rate's down in DC. Brian's lived there in DC. Sorry if I keep getting their names mixed up. I don't know how many times I've done that. But Brian has lived in DC where they're starting to crack down on crime. The crime rate's down. They used to call it the murder capital of the world. I mean, don't they call that? I mean, I swear to God, I hear that all the time for everywhere. This is the murder capital of the world. Who? I've heard that about so many different places. I don't know what to believe. I don't know if it's at one point they were. So Brian's making this point here. Let's check this out.
And when they talk about DC's crime wave is lowest it's been in 30 years. 30 years ago, you dummies, it was the murder capital of the world. Okay? So
Brennan, right here, this is what I'm talking about. See this? Brennan doesn't give a fuck what Brian's saying, but he expects Brian to give a fuck about what he's saying all the time. I would like to see if Brian just sat on his phone. Brian shouldn't have said anything. He shouldn't have said anything, and he should have just done it back to Brennan at some point. Just like zoned out and just did it back. Just do it back to him. See what would happen. Brennan would probably get pissed.
I will tell you this. When you go to DC, they lock up the toothpaste in the Walgreens.
And then Brennan looks over right there and he notices that Shab is on his phone. I'm sorry, Brian looks over. God damn it, I keep fucking that up. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Federal fucking prison.
Brian looks over at Brennan, notices Brennan's on his phone.
Hey, bro.
I'm listening. No, I just got breaking news.
What?
No, keep going. I got breaking news. No, it's the toothpaste.
What I was doing was more important than whatever you were saying. I'm doing stuff. Leave me alone. And then he repeats the last thing that he heard Brian say. That's a classic one, too.
DC, dude. No, I'm listening.
Breaking news.
I had the mayor from DC text me.
I love that Brian called you out on this. This is perfect.
Hey, bro.
I'm sorry, man. It's a late
And then Chin's bitch ass. You know, Chin's like the Jamie. Everybody has to have a Jamie. Jamie, pull that up. Jamie, pull that up. Everybody's got to have a Jamie on their show now. So Chin's the Jamie of the Fighter and the Kid podcast. I don't think he's doing a very good job. What they talk about is like, it's good. They talk about a lot of the same stuff, actually. But then they bring up like time filler shit that's like dumbass news that nobody gives a fuck about. Like Chin, I think Chin does it all on the fly, honestly. What else is in the news? And he scrolls to Apple News. He's like, oh yeah. And then they have their little opinion on it. But Chin's like, I'm happy that he's calling you out on this shit. Why? Because there's been tension. Brian talks shit behind Brennan's back, and Brennan talks shit behind Brian's back, I think.
You got shit going on with the family.
Take it easy, Jack.
Keep going.
Take it easy, Jack.
Keep going.
Holy shit. I mean,
in the middle of the story.
And then they're just playing it off and laughing it off, and then everything is good again. I also want to note that I don't know if you guys noticed this, okay? Bryan Callen is wearing shoes now, ladies and gentlemen. I think we got to him. I'm not saying I have this big influence on anything, but I think Brian pays attention when things about on the internet about him. I think he's a comment reader. And I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility if I'm tagging Fighter and the Kid and Brennan and all this all the time. He might have ran across me telling him he's disgusting for wearing flip-flops all the time with jeans and picking at his toes like I've talked about. So now Brian's wearing shoes. We got him to wear shoes. I'm taking credit for that. Because he's always wearing flip-flops and he's always taking them off and it's disgusting behavior. It's disgusting behavior for a man or a woman to walk around with their disgusting feet out. I think Brian heard our cries for help, and it's helping him not pick at it and eat it.
what the fuck is going on over there?
I thought Jim was on a single shot, you know?
Oh, man. I guess he should be. But
So keep
I
going.
get
I'm
it, though,
super
I get
into
it. But it's like DC's a shithole right now.
Anyway, that's all I had for you. I mean, that's just an example. That's an example. That's one of the examples I'm going to show you tonight. And that's how we're kicking off Cucked as Hell tonight. The new segment. I don't know, man. You could cut the tension. I mean, they're sick of each other. They're sick of each other. It's purely professional at this point to read ads. It's their ad reading day. All right, what other ones do we got? We got a really good one. I'm going to show you guys this one. This one's amazing. We're going to take a little bit longer on this one because this one's absolutely, I mean, there's so much. There's major cucking going on. There's actually a response to the cucking episode with Logan Paul and AREIL HELWANI. Everybody knows Logan Paul. AREIL HELWANI. Everybody should know AREIL HELWANI too. Okay? AREIL HELWANI, an award-winning combat sports MMA journalist. Okay? The combat sports MMA journalist of our time, AREIL HELWANI. He's the best in the fucking game. Put some respect on his name. So I'm watching this podcast between AREIL HELWANI going, it's on the Logan Paul Impulsive show, okay? And they had AREIL on, okay? And it's kind of a chance to talk about a couple of things. So the main thing that gets brought up in the beginning, we're going to talk about a few things, but the cucking part is AREIL, he reports on all combat sports, including the Paul brothers fighting, MMA, everything MMA, bare knuckle, even boxing, but he specializes in MMA. Okay. And now that TKO and, I think WWE is somehow connected to TKO. TKO is connected to the UFC. So, I mean, it's all kind of starting to get interconnected here in combat sports. So AREIL goes on this show, and this is what the situation is. AREIL and Logan are at an event, and AREIL is using, Logan Paul being there as an opportunity. They seem like they're vibing, they're friends, and so AREIL kind of uses it as an opportunity to start hyping up Logan Paul, okay, with the WWE shit or whatever. He's hyping him up. And then as he's hyping him up, in front of him, nobody caught it. AREIL didn't catch it because I think it was loud in the arena. And when he's hyping him up, Logan Paul goes, "This guy's a D1 Glazer, bro." Like, kind of disrespects AREIL. AREIL didn't hear this. So AREIL now goes on the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul, and we're going to see a major cucking here. We're going to show it to you. Let's check it out. I got a couple of good ones in here for you guys. Let's see here. Let's bring it over. And they're going to start out the show. And Logan is going to start out, and he's going to be scarfing down a giant fucking pita sandwich thing. When the show starts and AREIL starts talking, he starts just munching down on a fucking big ass loaf of something. And it's kind of rude. You have him on to interview him. You're interviewing AREIL on your show. You're asking AREIL stuff. And so AREIL's kind of sitting there talking, and Logan's just fucking mowing down a meal, which I thought was kind of disrespectful. But it's kind of going to go together with the D1 Glazer shit. And yeah, you'll see. And AREIL's trying to call him out, but it's Logan's show. And Ariel doesn't use it as an opportunity. He doesn't want to start any big confrontation. But I think it said a lot. I think the whole thing speaks volumes on who Logan Paul is.
Anyways, I'll throw it anyways.
It's probably poisoned or some shit.
What the F? Dude, what? What?
You are really mean. You are really mean to him, dude. I saw the
Ariel.
Yeah, I saw the clip.
What clip?
Just where you I don't know, dude. You just said some stuff that just wasn't super nice.
Have we started? Is this official?
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, when you gave me that nice hug over there, I was trying to make sure that there wasn't a knife in my back from the fucking clip. Can I set it up for you guys?
Ariel's starting out hot here already. So he's got to air out some stuff right off the bat, and it's going to reference the D1 Glazer thing that I told you guys about.
On DAZN, the great Kate Scott is by my side, formerly known as Kate Abdo. They tell us, okay, we have time to fill. Logan Paul is going to join us. In my mind, I say, friend, companion, mutual
colleague,
respect.
100%.
He knows how to fill time. He knows how to kill time. He's he's.
So if somebody's agreeing with you while there's stuff in their face, and you're like, yeah, man, like I thought we were friends, and they're doing this.
Join us. In my mind, I say, friend, companion, mutual
colleague,
respect.
100%.
He knows how to fill time.
That's a tell right there. Logan Paul does not respect him. He does not agree with anything he's saying.
He knows how to kill time. He's he's an entertainer. By the way, I've watched almost every episode of this podcast. I've never seen Logan eat in the middle of the podcast. So that, first off, disrespect right off the bat, okay? I know I'm not fucking, Triple H here,
Trump.
but for the fucking hell, these guys eating. Okay, I understand. I'm low on the totem pole. Fine. There I am. I say, let's have some fun. Let's cut some promos. They just had an event in Riyadh. Let me build this guy up. Let's do a good little shtick, right? I'll be his wise man. I'm Jewish, Paul Heyman.
It was finally your big chance.
Yes, this was my shot. And then it's a loud place. There's all these kids. And he turns to his, one of his jabroni cameramen. And no disrespect. I don't think it was you. I don't think it was you. It was another guy. It was another guy. And I think he's saying to the cameraman, like, yo, this guy's good, man. Like, we should do something together. Cool. A couple weeks later, can I keep going, or can I break the fourth wall?
No, you're good.
Kayfabe. WWE Unreal. Everyone's breaking kayfabe. Okay, I get a DM from him saying like, hey man, actually first I get the DM and I say to my wife who's in the car with me like, oh, this is probably Logan inviting me to be a part of his like thing. Like I was like, oh, I killed it so bad. This is probably Logan inviting me to be like his guy, his wise man, his oracle, his advocate.
So they already cut a promo, all right? This is after they cut a promo at whatever event that they saw each other at, where Ariel was hyping him up. And now he's saying a little bit later, he gets a voice note or a voice memo or text message from Logan Paul explaining he thinks that this is going to be Logan Paul inviting him into the circle here. He's like, this is it. I cut this wicked promo for Logan. This is my in. Holy shit. The voice note plays, and it's Logan telling Ariel that the promo that they cut has him, i.e. Logan Paul, calling Ariel a D1 Glazer after Ariel was hyping him up. I mean, that's the rudest shit ever. And it's so immature in high school. It's crazy. Even the terminology, the D1 Glazer shit is like something that a junior in high school would say to somebody to try to like break them down or whatever. Like, hey, imagine going up to the bully kid. I mean, it's got to be a bully. You go up to, hey man, I saw you play in the football game the other day, dude. I just want to say that was a great pass. And the guy's like, this fucking guy's a D1 Glazer, dude. Everybody starts laughing at him. That guy's like, fuck you. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's what the equivalent of this is what it is.
Out loud. My daughter's in the car as well. I play the voice note out loud. Guys, this is me. I'm going to get the coolest points here, right? Hey, bro, just wanted to give you a heads up. You know, my latest vlog just came out, and there's a period there where, like, you're bigging me up, and then I turn to the camera and I say, this guy's a D1 glazer, bro. Now, I had notes, but my editor, he missed that note. He missed that note. Oh, my God. He never misses note, but he just so happened to miss that note. Of course, me being the YouTube expert.
And so now the voice memo is basically warning AREIL that this is going to drop and that he's calling him a D1 glazer. And that he said that the editor was going to edit. I think what he's trying to say is that the editor missed the note to take that part out of that clip. Mute out Logan saying the D1 glazer thing. So that way I don't look like a fucking dick. He's saying that he sent him the note to fix it and that he missed it. And it just sounds like bullshit. I mean, it gets worse.
I know that you could even go back to the back end of YouTube and edit it.
That's too much work.
It's literally just sitting there.
It takes hours to process.
Hours to process my ass. It takes 10 minutes.
No,
you guys are a big channel.
trim it on YouTube, editors.
I have so much respect. We got a good thing, but that was just me being the bad guy. I say, let me see what this clip is all about. And there it is. This guy's a D1 glazer, bro. And then I showed it to my kids, my boys, who are 13 and 11, and the hurt that they felt in their heart.
No.
Yeah, they felt like you had not only stabbed me in the back, but them in the back. They took these Prime bottles that they have all over their room, emptied them out, flushed them down the toilet.
No, come
said,
on,
Dad,
good Prime.
Bring us the, I'm not going to say the other competitor. Bring us the other ones. We're done with this guy. D1 Glaze.
Wow, dude. I mean, AREIL's really letting him know that it kind of bothered him. He kind of got humiliated in front of his family in the car when he heard the voice note, thinking that it was going to be this big opportunity. And then it was Logan basically coming up with an excuse of why, I don't know, why he called him a D1 glazer. And then he tries to say that he was playing the heel at this time. And so he was being mean on purpose. But if that was the case, then why did he make an effort to make a note for his editor to take that out if that's what he was doing and that's what his intention was? It's very confusing. See, I think Logan Paul is in the game, but he doesn't understand it fully. Like, when is a bit? Are we doing it? You know what I mean? And you can let things happen organically, but you kind of got to get the other guy on board, you know, with it. Or that's what the voice note should have said. Like, hey, dude, I left the thing. I said this. You didn't really catch it. You know, I was just playing the bad guy point of view. We're going to leave it in to make me look like a dick because I'm playing the bad guy anyway in the WWE. But if he was playing the heel, then why is he making an effort to have his editor edit it out before, you know, it just doesn't make any sense. I think Logan Paul is confused on how it actually all works. And I mean, granted, he's the superstar WWE guy. You know, he's making tons of money. But I think that he's still a little bit confused on how the game actually works. AREIL has a very good grasp on how the game works. He says an example of it later when they bring up the Rampage Jackson interview when AREIL licked his lips, when Jackson, Rampage showed him his abs or something. And then and AREIL licks his lips and goes, Okay, and then everybody made a big deal about that on the internet, saying that AREIL was like spicy guy or something. You know, so there's that. So it doesn't really make sense what Logan's doing. Logan sounds confused and he backpedals a lot and he can't, like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like contradicting. You'll see it a couple of times where it's completely contradicting. Like, what the fuck are you on? Is it this way or is it that way? So Logan's, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to keep beating the dead horse. I'm going to say it one more time, just so you guys understand. Logan tries to use the excuse he was playing a heel. That's why he was being a dick. If he was being a dick, then why did he send a memo to AREIL, preparing AREIL for this and saying that, but he tried to edit it out and it was a mistake on his editor. and that's why it's not edited out, and that's why it look, you know. But then it doesn't make sense if you're playing the heel, play the fucking heel and go through with it and just tell AREIL it was a fucking bit. But that's not what happened.
Bro, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And you know what? I think you meant it. I don't think this was.
Let's listen to that. Let's listen to that part again real quick.
This guy. D1 Glazer, bro, is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And you know what? I think you meant it.
And that's the bomb. And
I don't think this was.
I think that was AREIL's whole intention. Hey, dude, this thing was, it's like, that's pretty bad. Like, I feel a type of way about it. And that's AREIL's way of letting Logan know subtly with tact that it bothered him. Okay? Like, things weren't adding up. It didn't really make sense. Logan's excuses weren't making sense. And at this point, you know, AREIL showed his sons, and the sons dumped out all the Prime bottles because the sons support Logan in his fucking stupid business. And they felt disrespected. He's like telling them all this like personal shit, and Logan does not give a fuck, dude. Content. Ugh. Like, this is Logan's thing to go, hey, dude, I didn't fucking mean it like that. It just like kind of came out. I was fucking around. Like, it's not really like that. But then Logan doubles down on his dickheadness.
I don't think this was a gimmick. I don't think this was kayfabe. And here, who has had your back more than me? Who has had your back more than me? Who has
Mike?
Well, in the media space.
He stabbed me in the back a lot of times too, man. I'll be honest.
And he stabbed me in the back.
True.
Maybe that's a sign.
Gotta
of
get
love.
it back.
Yeah.
No.
And so I felt some sort of way, and I actually didn't say anything about it for like 2 weeks, but it kept building up.
Yeah,
building
dude,
up, building up.
you delayed. I thought I had made it out of the D1 Glazer.
I wanted to see if you were going to go into the back end and just take that out, but you didn't. You wanted it out there.
I left it in.
Yeah, you wanted
And
it.
but let me just clarify, because my editor Gio, howdy Gio.
Another jabron.
I think that was an afterthought of leaving it in and then playing this whole, yeah, it's like, was it, yeah, it's so hard because it's so contradicting.
Out there.
I left it in.
Yeah, you wanted
And
it
but
out
let me just clarify, because my editor Gio,
Because he still could clip it. That's what I was going to say. He could still clip it at this point. If he had the intention of clipping it out, why doesn't he just clip it out? If it takes hours, who cares? I mean, it's on the internet forever. Like, what's a few hours or whatever? But he didn't. And then he ended up keeping it in because it made good content. It made him look.
Another
He got the attention he wanted.
not Gio.
No, not
Can't, no,
okay,
this
okay.
guy's a ninja.
Yeah.
And he never misses a note.
Yeah, how did he
And
miss this one?
He technically kind of didn't. I'll be honest. All right, I'll just be honest.
Okay, we're breaking all the kayfabe.
I said it twice.
You said it twice? In the back too?
See, and this is a lie as well. I don't think he said it twice. Now I think Logan's building off of it. He's building off of it. I don't think he said it twice. He's building off of it and making himself seem like he's doubling down, being a bigger dickhead. Like, I actually said it twice behind your back or whatever. And then he triples down on it. You guys got to keep watching. He triples down on it after this. Watch this.
Oh, is that what happened? He caught one of them.
What? Because I was like, remove the D1 Glazer. Like, me and AREIL are cool.
Why just remove one?
No, I think
he thought my note was remove the one, and the first one was even crazier.
It was worse.
It wasn't like.
And then this is him trying to like, oh, dude, trust me. If one were gonna get clipped, we clipped the right one. The other one was bad, bro. That's where I really meant it. It's fucking.
There was no gap, but we were talking like this, and I just turned and went, "This dude's a D1 Glazer."
Wow. Like on the broadcast?
Yeah, it was smooth.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
So you didn't see what I was doing, or at least you didn't appreciate it.
What do you mean?
Well, I was trying to put you over, as they say in the.
Oh no, I know. That's why I call you D1 Glazer.
Yeah, but that's not a compliment.
But he's playing the heel role.
Yeah.
But you thought you were going to be a part of the heel
Yeah,
team.
yeah, because then he tells me I wanted it out and it's still in.
You want to be part of heel team 6.
Which, by the way, is a heel move. Is a heel move to tell me you wanted it out, but they left it in. And
So now Ariel's just going along with this narrative, the heel narrative that Big Mike is talking about. He was playing the heel.
and take it out.
Yeah, you seem deeply offended.
Nah, I'm good. It's actually probably better for my street cred to be at odds with you.
Do you think you are a D1 Glazer, though? Is there merit in this statement?
Towards who? You in particular?
Just,
or in life?
I just feel like in general, there could be a lot of glaze coming from you.
Really? This is actually counter to what most people say.
I was
about
going
me.
to say that.
They say I'm a hater.
Yeah.
Most people, meaning anybody that's ever watched any episodes of the AREIL HELWANI show or the MMA Hour or anything, Ariel's known for having unbiased opinions, and it pisses a lot of people off. Because I think AREIL is a great journalist, and I think he's a straight shooter, and that's what makes him great. He's a straight shooter. It's his opinion, but it is an unbiased opinion. I think he does a great job at being a journalist. Now I'm D1 glazing for AREIL on the Show No Mercy show. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, yeah, it's like I don't know. It's silly, man.
Later.
Yeah.
Maybe he just really likes you. I'm going to say that.
They say I'm a hater.
Yeah, D1.
Yeah, so anybody that's ever that was my point. Sorry, anybody that's ever watched AREIL knows that he's kind of the opposite of a glazer. They think he's a hater. Okay? They think he's a D1 hater, however the fuck you want to say it. And so it's kind of contrary to what Logan is what he's trying to say. And AREIL's like, that's weird. Everybody says I'm a hater. I'm not a glazer. God, these terms are so. I feel dumb just saying it. But anyway, yeah. So it's like Logan, I don't think has watched anything that AREIL's ever put out. Maybe like clips of himself talking to AREIL. But I don't think he really is a fan of AREIL. I don't think he knows, or else he'd know that AREIL's unbiased and kind of gets known because of that. It kind of gets the reputation of being a hater. And so now they're trying to focus on that. What's worse, being a D1 glazer or a D1 hater? And of course, to lighten the blow, they're gonna be like, "Oh no, dude, haters fucking watch. Check this out."
Yeah. This is actually counter to what most people say.
I was going to say that.
They say I'm a hater.
Yeah, D1 hater.
Yeah.
Maybe he just really likes you.
By the way,
Have you ever
what's
thought about
worse,
that?
being a D1 hater or a D1 glazer?
D1 haters are whack, dude.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Profound. D1 haters are fucking whack though, dude. Like, I would rather be a glazer than a hater, dude, because they're fucking whack, bro.
I feel like you kind of are a little bit of a hater sometimes too.
Now,
How you going to switch up, bro?
Fucking hell. I'm the worst. I'm 50% each.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, let's go. We're being honest right now.
All right. Regarding you being a D1 glazer,
Yeah. You feel bad.
it gets worse.
It gets worse.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Guys.
Oh no. Both of you? I was going to
Here's where they're gonna triple down. You guys get ready for this. This is fucking sad.
merch too.
Not just us, dude.
Oh no.
The whole crew.
The whole crew? Everyone? What? Fuck you guys. Pat too?
Yeah.
Oh my.
So now AREIL thinks he's gonna get an apology, and it got worse. They're all wearing AREIL HELWANI D1 glazer shirts. This is fucking sad to watch, dude. AREIL, walk out of the fucking show. Stand up for yourself. Like, fuck these guys, dude. High school bullies.
God.
Pat too.
Yo.
These are available right now on Fanatics.
Stop.
in collaboration with WWE, whose network we're now in. Get these over on Fanatics, guys. It's the AREIL HELWANI D1 Glazer shirt with Fanatics and WWE.
The printing is a little sus.
Well, they've got a better version. It's a prototype.
It's actually not bad. I wanted to make one.
I got one for my daughter as well.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you got one for me.
Jesus.
Wow.
No, we have one for you.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah,
I
hell
mean,
yeah, dude.
I can't quite fit into that one. Holy shit. I'm actually kind of honored.
You
See,
might.
and then AREIL, this is where AREIL has no backbone. I'm kind of honored. He's going along with it. I'm honored. Okay, Glazer. Yeah, I'm going to run with this. No, dude. Stand up for yourself. This is absolute bullshit. All right, so we're going to skip ahead here. They're going to talk about, obviously, I think this is the only thing that Logan Paul actually has ever watched with AREIL HELWANI in it. That's why he doesn't know how to mesh with AREIL, because he doesn't know if AREIL's a glazer, a hater, because he doesn't watch any of AREIL's content besides whatever content he's done with AREIL. But of course, they're going to bring up the Rampage Jackson thing, which is like 15 years old. And it's old news. It was like a joke. And then they bring it. It's just, I don't know. Like, do we really need to hear it again? So this is where he's going to talk about where Rampage lifted up his shirt and then AREIL did the thing.
Own at Rampage Jackson when he showed you his abs.
Can I tell you something crazy about that clip? You know that interview happened in 2011, and for some reason in the last like 3-4 years, it has resurfaced to the point where kids will come up to me and be like, wait a second, are you the, and I was like, let me guess, the Rampage Jackson interview guy? I don't know how this happened, but it like disappeared and all of a sudden it just reemerged.
Yeah.
Like I knew you were even gonna ask me about it.
Really?
This is an interview from 14 years ago.
It's not even in my PDF, bro. I just remember, it's like one of the
You've
main
seen
things.
it so many times.
It's one of the main things. Really, that's the main thing you've ever seen with AREIL HELWANI.
Every month, every 2 months, like a high school classmate will be like, have you seen this? And they send it to me. I'm like, yes, I was in the interview. I was there. But it's on some like meme page or something like that. Can I tell you, you will appreciate this? Can I tell you the backstory from that interview? Because you will appreciate this as a pro wrestler. So Rampage Jackson and I always did great interviews. We did great content. Love the guy. And he's a legend, right? He had just fought John Jones. It's UFC 135, September of 2011 in Denver. He just lost. It was for the belt, right? It's a pretty low moment for him. But we have a good relationship. So I see him in the back. I'm working for AOL at the time. I see him in the back and I'm like, hey man, do you mind like we do a quick post-fight interview? He's like, yeah, no problem. So he brings me into his locker room. That's where we are when that interview happens. And my cameraman's over here and I'm standing over here. And just before I'm about to start, I would always start the interviews the same way. AREIL HELWANI here, post-fight, UFC 135. He whispers to me and he says, make sure you mention how I lost. And I'm like, what? Like no one says that. Because if I just spoke to you, like if I'm talking to you and you just lost in a boxing or MMA fight, I'm probably gonna like soften it, like who just had a tough night against so-and-so. So he's like, make sure you mention specifically how I lost. He lost via submission. All right, AREIL HELWANI here, post-fight UFC 135 with Rampage Jackson, who just got submitted tonight by John. And then he's like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, damn.
And then he did a whole thing.
Oh, he was playing heel a little bit.
Did a whole thing. But to have the presence of mind, you just got your ass kicked and you have the presence of mind to say like, let's keep this shtick going.
Yeah.
Let's keep this going.
That's impressive.
I was blown away by that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So he is a brilliant guy. And so all of that was just kind of shtick. I still don't think I moaned or did the If you actually listen, it was more like validation, like, yeah, man, you're having a tough day. I'm your pal. You look good. Like, isn't that what pals do? If you lifted your shirt and showed Mike your abs, what do you want him to say? Like, oh, that's not impressive?
You thought he looked real good, huh?
I hate the fact that AREIL even has to like explain this in depth anymore. Honestly. It bothers me. This whole thing is really, really bothering me. So yeah, they're trying to call him gay guy essentially. Like I mean, it's completely immature. I mean, I could be pretty immature at times, but this is like a different level of like high school bully immature. Like I keep saying. And then now we're gonna get into the, let me think here. What do we got here? Okay, now we're gonna get into why I think Logan Paul actually kind of doesn't like AREIL, but he pretends to like him, but uses that as like an excuse to make fun of him and poke fun of him. Like he sees AREIL as a weaker guy. Okay. And then this is another, I believe, another excuse for him to treat AREIL this way, but it's also a poor excuse because the situation happened as a result of Logan Paul being a fucking moron again and then blaming AREIL, trying to put AREIL's credibility on the line. That's where it gets worse, and we're going to see that with AREIL's response to this podcast. Because then Logan, towards the end of the show, brings up the fact that he can't trust AREIL. AREIL leaks information. You know, the Brock Lesnar thing is old news. That's when AREIL got banned for an event or something like that because he apparently he leaked information about Brock Lesnar's return or something. And so it was a big deal. I can't remember how AREIL explained it. You know, what actually happened, but he didn't leak the information. But I mean, I guess that is argued amongst some. But you can see it in this one. This is why Logan kind of has a chip on his shoulder, or he's using this as a reason to have a chip on his shoulder a little bit for AREIL, because he's claiming that AREIL, the journalist, the professional journalist, leaked information on him regarding a possible fight with Conor McGregor, which we know was never going to fucking happen. This is when they kept instigating, the Paul brothers were instigating fights with McGregor. Jake Paul was doing it first, trying to troll Conor McGregor, never worked out for him. And then I saw a while ago, there was a clip where Conor McGregor was in a vehicle, like some type of big vehicle with the Paul brothers. And then they were kind of like going back and forth, like yapping it up, talking it up. And then it kind of led to this thing where they did the fake, like, I don't know if they did a face off or like, there was some kind of little spat that happened. And then they used that as like a possible thing between Logan and Conor. Okay. And then so now Logan is blaming AREIL for leaking for leaking information on a fight that wasn't going to happen. AREIL's basically put out there on his show that they didn't have any information. That's Logan's side, he put out that there was not a fight. The fight wasn't going to happen, or that there was nothing going on with it at the time. Like there was no information. As far as we know, there's nothing that's been done. The deal hasn't been done. There's not a deal. There's not a contract. Like it's just not going to happen. Okay. But Logan's mad because AREIL said that nothing was going to happen. That's Logan's side. So this is where they're talking about. This is what they're talking about. Even the timestamp label, Logan confronts AREIL for leaking McGregor fight. Now you're going to see why that doesn't make any sense. You're going to see right here.
I would not be sitting here doing this job and getting all the big names that come on my show if I broke trust, right? So if you tell me, and by the way, we've had conversations, do I leak it? Do I post screen grabs? Do I say, oh,
I think you did on one of them.
What? Fuck out of here. Never.
I think you did.
I've never in my life. I never will. Yeah, and I take that shit very seriously.
Did you just make an accusation? Now you're trying to think of why you did.
You did.
Yeah, sure.
You did the Conor thing.
What Conor thing?
You did.
Tell me.
When it was rumored that I was fighting McGregor.
Yes.
You DM'd me and said, is it true?
Yes.
And I said, at the moment, no. And I didn't say this is proprietary information, and I'd like to keep this rumor going for clout.
Yes.
But maybe I should have. But you went right on your show and said they don't have anything in place.
I actually went on my show. This is inaccurate. I actually went on my show and said there was something. There were discussions. I knew about the family in India. I talked about you guys being.
Well, there were.
Okay, so yeah, so there's that story, there's that narrative that he leaked information on a fight that wasn't going to happen. There was nothing going on with it. That's not really leaking any information. I mean, technically it is, but if there's nothing there, then there's nothing there. But it was an afterthought. Hindsight's 2020. Afterwards, he's like, shit, I didn't know that was going to kill this hype for something that's not going to happen. He wanted the clout of a possible fight. But AREIL was single-handedly responsible for not keeping the hype train going on a fight that wasn't in the works. I mean, it was a rumor. There was no Logan Paul versus Conor McGregor fight to begin with. And when he's saying that they were talking about it, I mean, the most I could see happening was in that bus or whatever they were in, limo or whatever, when they were all together, whatever sparked the rumor when they were all together and they had that little spat, they were probably like, we should box, dude. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll box, yeah. But it led to nothing. Maybe Logan Paul's team reached out to the McGregor camp and then, we'll talk about, maybe, I don't know. We'll talk about, and then there was just nothing and it just went stagnant. So there's really no information to leak. How are you going to hold this against him? How are you going to put his credibility on the line? There was no information to leak to begin with. So even if that is true, it's still like a lame ass reason to be like holding it like, I can't trust you, dude. And you're talking to a journalist. This is how I know Logan Paul, despite his stardom in the WWE, this is how I know that he's still a fucking journeyman in the business, because you're talking to an MMA journalist. Usually a journalist, everything is on the record unless you say it's off the record. When you're reaching out to a journalist, that's their fucking job. And AREIL will tell you he kind of goes the other way. Everything to him he treats as proprietary information to start. Everything's off the record with AREIL. How AREIL works, everything's off the record until he gets approval, whatever, to speak on it. And I believe AREIL in this situation. I think Logan Paul's mistaken. I think it's absolute bullshit. And the thing that's the most upsetting is because it does put a journalist's credibility is their livelihood. Real MMA journalism, if you want to know what's going on, tap in with AREIL HELWANI. He'll tell you exactly what's up. Everything that he knows, that he's allowed to say, everything that he knows. He has sources. I mean, so you would think that it's an afterthought for Logan Paul. After AREIL went on his show and said what he said, Logan, it was an afterthought. Hindsight's 2020. He said, man, I should have said that was like, I should have said not to say anything about that. So people thought, or could get hyped up about a fight. I wanted the clout for that. That's so gay. It doesn't, that's journeyman shit. You have these things of how I could have done it better, but then you're talking like you had already thought about it and he fucked it up. And that's not the case.
There were discussions in place.
Yes.
But I don't know if I was ready for that information to break.
No, I don't think he broke it because of what you said.
I didn't break anything. I don't know how we got down this track, but to me, the main thing is if someone tells me something, I assume it's off the record unless you say otherwise.
There you go.
I don't go the opposite way.
Right.
So you may think otherwise, and maybe we have a...
No, what you're saying is not accurate.
It is accurate.
No.
He's a journalist. What are you talking about?
No. Because you DM me and I told you what was happening, and then you went on the record and said it.
And I said I spoke to Logan Paul and he said this?
Yes.
That is not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I said
you don't want to go again. Here's one thing I will say.
This is where he's trying. This is where he's trying to cuck AREIL HELWANI right here. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Just this back and forth argument. Show the receipts. Then you got the receipts. Show them. I guarantee AREIL has the receipts.
He's bro.
I got receipts.
He
bro.
keeps
always.
everything. You might have done it.
Usually
I would play devil's advocate.
And by the way, that breached your trust. If what you are saying is accurate, that breached your trust.
It didn't breach my trust, but I was like, ooh, I do got to be careful what I tell AREIL.
Wow.
Really?
I'll talk.
I did.
This actually goes back to the D1 Glazer stuff now.
No, I'm just saying because I told you as like a guy in.
And by the way, that's the same thing. It's not that I don't trust you. It's like, man, I got to watch what you say because you might like break my trust. That just doesn't make any sense. This guy is something ain't right with this guy.
Industry, not like I didn't think you would go right to the show and say it.
Okay.
That's all. And by the way, I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying it wasn't.
You do, but also I will stick to my guns. I will stick to my guns and say I actually was saying that there was credence to it.
Well, there was. Those were real conversations, but the only way people would know that they were legitimate conversations is because I told you and you said it.
Absolutely not. You don't think I talked to people on the other side of the fence?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Were you fighting your shadow?
There's another
opponent. My shadow?
There's another opponent.
Yeah. Like he's saying he has sources across the globe.
Like I talked to there's other people involved.
So it was on the record when you spoke with Connor.
I'm not
or
saying
did you
I
do the
spoke
same
to
thing
anyone.
you did with me?
I'm not saying I spoke to anyone, but you weren't the only player involved. It wasn't like Logan Paul has signed with so-and-so and there's only really one entity that could tell me that.
Dude, are you gonna
fight Dana White?
You gonna fight Dana White?
All right, yeah. So there you go with that weird take. I mean, did nobody notice? All right, and then the last thing that we're gonna bring up in this interview is Jake Paul, ladies and gentlemen. He has hired an attorney. You're gonna hear Logan talk about it. He's set out to sue everybody that says his fights are rigged. You can't have an opinion anymore because it hurts his business. I'm telling you, if you were so great, it would not hurt your business. People are allowed to have opinions. Okay? But now Jake Paul is trying to do this weird flex where he's going to sue everybody. He's got this crazy lawyer that's going to sue everybody that's saying his fights are rigged. In my opinion, a vast majority of Jake Paul's fights have a predetermined outcome or no knockout clauses in their glorified sparring match, in my opinion, respectfully. Do I think that I think Chavez was a legit fight, but I think Paul knew that he was going to beat Chavez. I think Chavez needed the money. He got deported like 2 days afterwards. He needed to stack some coin. He wasn't in the right mind. He was in bed with the cartel, they're saying. I heard that. That's not a fact. But I mean, he's obviously, if he's doing that, if he's involved with any of that, clearly, he's not on the top of his game. How are you going to be doing that and training to the highest level? You know, that Chavez fight with Jake Paul, I think that was real. It got Jake Paul in the WBA rankings. But we're not going to go into the whole. We'll let them talk about the new lawsuit that they're trying to sue everybody that's talking bad about Jake Paul's fights. They're rigged. You get sued if you have an opinion on Jake Paul's fights. It's kind of ridiculous. Let's watch and see.
Jake Paul,
incredible businessman, disruptor, as they like to say, box office, and
where does he go next?
He has my respect. The Joshua thing is crazy.
Can I ask, is that a real conversation? Logan, do you know anything about that?
Once again, another fight that has been hyped up and talked about, but that is we don't have a contract or anything. We don't have a contract or anything. So it's another hype fight that's going around the rumor mill because of the shit that these guys do to try to get clout, to try to stir up some shit. Okay? So they're talking about Logan Paul fighting Anthony Joshua.
Know that Jake's a fucking lunatic, and it's probably real. I
think it's real.
I think it's real.
I think it's real.
Explain this to me,
I
please.
think it's real as in there are real conversations happening.
Yeah.
Do I think it actually ends up happening? Who knows? I saw Joshua knock out Francis Ngannou, and the guy was like out cold for 5 minutes. And this is a guy who had never been knocked down, let alone knocked out. Like it looked like he was and that's Francis.
Yeah.
You know? So
But dude, if
this is an Olympic gold medalist.
He even steps, I'm not talking about beats him. If he steps in the ring with him and actually a bell rings and there are punches thrown, every bit of Jake Paul is not a real boxer conversation is gone forever.
And that's not an argument anymore. We've said it 100 times on the show. We know Jake Paul's a boxer. He boxes, he trains. He's actually pretty good. That's not what the argument is here. The argument is how legit are some of these events when you're fighting a 60-year-old man, Mike Tyson, and you're expecting us to believe there's not like a no knockout. Like you're going to knock out a 60-year-old, 65-year-old, whatever, how old he is, 60-year-old man. I mean, that it's just like kind of questioning the credibility of some of the fights. The Anthony Joshua thing, if that thing happens, I mean, I would call that another exhibition, no knockout shit. Does Anthony Joshua need the money? That's another big factor. I got to dig into his life and his personal stuff to find out if he needs the money or not. Does he have a bunch of kids all over the place? Could he use an extra 20 mil? Anybody would. I mean, anybody would go for that, 20 mil. So we're not saying that he's not a fucking boxer for the billionth time. You guys are you're still getting it wrong here.
I don't even subscribe to that. I think that's just like hater stuff.
Well, of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. But now it becomes completely unrealistic.
Ooh. I do want to ask on this note.
Sure.
So Jake just hired a powerhouse attorney, Alex Spiro.
He saw it, I'm sure.
To help him take down people who are claiming that his fights are rigged.
Yeah.
Because some notable...
You heard it here first. He's going to take them all down.
People in the industry who claim Jake's fights are rigged, which, as you know, they're not. But it does hurt his business and his credibility. And it's definitely a thing for people to say when they want to validate the fact that they can't believe that he's doing what he's doing. Do you have any thoughts on maybe where that's going to go?
I don't know if it's just a way to let people know, like, don't mess with us or stop talking shit. But I think it's a valid thing. Look, people don't like when people sue. They think it's like, you know, it's whack shit. Like, oh, you're being like, you don't sue, you don't do that. Devin Haney got a lot of shit, totally different thing. But like, deal with it like a man. But no, there is a case to be made that it does hurt his business. And so,
dude, it absolutely hurts his business. Look at any post of Jake Paul winning anything. It's all rigged bullshit. Like that.
Eddie Hearn sued him when Jake suggested that, you know, he was messing with the judges and stuff.
Yeah.
And he said that this was hurting our business. And so his business is so big at this point, as you know, why not? And when a guy like, you know, a Piers Morgan says something like that, who has a massive, massive platform and just throws it out there. Now all of a sudden you have other people who are like, oh shit, it's fake.
I think accountability is important, dude. And when you're in a position like Jake and myself are in, where, you know, we're polarizing and we're kind of hate magnets for certain people, we just rub people the wrong way and invite a lot of criticism that has objectively provable damages. And you can hold people accountable for those damages, especially when it's unwarranted and unfounded in truth. I personally think is important because 100%. You do have to draw the line in the sand somewhere.
Of course,
I think. And like,
I think that if I believe that if Jake Paul would just go into the WBA rankings and participate in the top 10 in the WB rankings, that's all anybody would need. People are going to watch his fights. They're free for the most part, for fuck's sake. I mean, you're paying for like a Netflix. Everybody has Netflix. And they've been free on Netflix or YouTube or whatever the fuck. So I mean, Jake, you're gonna go. I just don't understand how you're gonna go out and try to sue people for having the opinion. There's a lot of people that think that these things might have predetermined outcomes in some scenarios. Jake Paul's fighting fucking Gervonta Davis. That's half of his size. You don't think that there's a no knockout clause in there? Jake Paul weighs 200 pounds. Gervonta Davis weighs 133 pounds, sopping fucking wet.
What the hell is even that?
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. You're going to expect us to believe that whatever's going on in there is completely genuine, that there's no contracts that don't have any asterisks, italics. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. That fight's gonna take down the credibility. He's taking 10 steps forward and 10 steps back with his credibility in the boxing world, and that's all he's doing because he's chasing the fucking bag, and that's fine. But like, you're not gonna sit here and expect us to believe that this Gervonta Davis fight and Jake Paul fight is legit, dude. Come on. Half of his size. That's insane. That's like Alex Pereira fighting Sean O'Malley after Sean O'Malley cuts fucking weight. That's what it is. That's insane. I mean, you saw Sean O'Malley's face when Ilya fucking knocked out Homeboy. He would get destroyed in that weight class. And Sean O'Malley is an awesome fighter, but he knows what's up. Gervonta Davis, dude, give me a fucking break, dude. All right, moving on to the next. We're done with the Impulsive podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Impulsive. We love some impulsive shit. We're going to take a quick break, listen to some new Deftones, and then we'll continue with our Cucked as Hell.
You don't think they're...
Ladies and gentlemen, new Deftones dropping. The song is called Metal Dream. Go check out the new Deftones album. We've been playing the singles that we're dropping lately on the show, and that's now the whole album's dropped. Go check it out. Deftones, Private Music. Banger. Before we jump into the next cuck, we're gonna go with AREIL HELWANI's response to being on the Logan Paul podcast, and I think he clears a lot of things up really well here. So we're just gonna start it and see what's up.
In times where I was like, man, if I just told the UFC where I got this from, maybe all this would go away. Maybe the heat would be on them. Fuck no. Hey AREIL, what was your honest take on your impulsive appearance? Do you think it was unprofessional? The guy was scrolling, or Logan was eating, or was it all fun and games? Why did you decide to do their show before your own? Well, I don't know about before my own. I mean, I do my show all the time. They had asked me a couple times. I know some of the guys who work there, and I thought it would be a fun thing. I'll say, like, in general, it was fine. It's an impressive production. I had no real issues. Yeah, like, can I nitpick about a few things? Sure. Did I love that he was eating? I wouldn't do that. I've never seen him do that. Did I call him out on it? Yes. Was it all in good fun? Yes. My style of interviewing someone is like, you're here, like when Cross is going to be here at 2:00, I'm going to stare him in the face for X amount of time and I will not look anywhere else. I don't love when, I've talked about this a million times, when someone's sitting there with a sheet, and I don't love when someone's looking at a phone while you're talking. But I get it. Not everyone's me. I don't necessarily view that as disrespectful. It's just not my style. And the reason why I do that is because when someone's here, I want to connect with them, right? And I want to give them my full attention. If you're not really paying attention and you look at someone looking down, you're like, what is this guy doing? There was a moment where like the producer was in the back and like his phone went off, like, and he was looking at Instagram. I don't know if they kept that in there, but like music from an Instagram reel popped up. I'm like, you guys are scrolling in the middle of my, like, am I boring you that much? So, you know, the t-shirt thing is fine. You're trying to like dunk, it's all fine. I really could, like, it's all a laugh. I'm down to play. Like, we keep playing the D1 Glazer thing, so I can't be offended about that.
D1 Glazer, bro.
We're playing it up. The one part that I did not like, I will be 100% honest about that, is the part where he accused me of leaking, misreporting, breaking trust when it came to the story of him fighting Conor McGregor back in December. I even went back and rewatched the whole segment yesterday just to make sure I was right. What he said on the show was actually 100% wrong. The complete opposite happened. What he said was that I reached out to him and asked him if that story was true, because that morning Conor was tweeting things that they had a deal with this billionaire family in India, the N.B.A family, and I asked him if it was true, and he said no, and I went on the show and said it's not true. What actually happened was, since we're now talking about it, I reached out to him, he said yes, I said, meaning yes, there is validity to it. I came on, I said to him, hey, thank you, we never spoke, because it's always off the record with me. I came on the show, and after speaking to other people and connecting the TKO dots, I said, no, there is actually some credence to this. There is a possibility of this happening. Now, it never happened, but I actually never poo-pooed it. I actually did the exact opposite and rewatched the whole segment and never even uttered the possibility of us talking to each other. I never said I reached out to him and he didn't even reply. I never even went down that path. So he was completely wrong. And it's all content, and I'm fine with Logan, but like, this is my life. I don't joke around when it comes to journalism. I don't joke around when it comes to trust. As I said to him, I could not be sitting here. I would have been gone long ago if I sat here and broke people's trust. All those years, people telling me things. And that's why I get so fired up about the bullshit Brock Lesnar story, because for two reasons. A, every time I go on these podcasts, it's why I don't go on a lot of them, they always bring it up and they always get it wrong. If you're going to bring it up, get it right. The ban lasts 48 hours. I was back at UFC 200 and then 201 and then 202 and then 203 and on it goes. So stop saying that I've been banned since 2016. Stop getting it wrong. Stop calling it leaking. I did not leak. I got it right. I reported it via sources outside of the company. No one told me internally. Leaking would suggest that I was internal, getting it from someone internally, and then broke trust by putting it out there. That never happened. So stop getting it wrong. That annoys me. But it annoys me even further when you suggest that I broke trust, that I DM'd you, that I reached out to you, and that you told me not to say something and I did it, because that never happened. Not here, not there, not any time in my career. I take that shit seriously. That may mean nothing to you. Content creators, YouTubers, that may mean nothing, and I get it and I respect it, and we all have our own lanes. To me, that shit matters. That shit fucking matters more than anything. There's not a single human being on the planet that could ever say that I broke their trust. You could call me a lot of things, but that's why I got pissed off at Brendan when he said I was a bad teammate, because that would suggest that I break people's trust, that I don't play well with others. That's not true. One step further, when it comes to journalism, I don't fucking break trust. If it's off the record, it's off the fucking record for life. You don't think there have been times where I was like, man, if I just told the UFC where I got this from, maybe all this would go away. Maybe the heat would be on them. Fuck no. I would never do that. I would never throw those people under the bus. People, multiple people. I would never fucking do that to anyone. Because if you told me something in confidence, it stays that way till I die. Till I fucking die. So this may be a cool thing, and they put out the clip of me talking about it with him and him accusing me of it and getting the story completely wrong, and they didn't even put it at the back end where we clear it up. So we kind of cleared it up in the moment. But don't put that shit out there. Don't put that shit out there, because that shit means something to me for life. Like, I am nowhere. I am nothing. I am dead. I'm dead in the water. I don't exist in this game anymore if I don't have the trust of the people that I talk to, that I deal with, from the managers to the coaches to the fighters to their wives to their husbands to their agents to their best friends to anyone associated with them. You tell me something, it is going in the fucking vault for life, unless you want it out there. So that's why I get annoyed when people say leak. That's why I get annoyed when people suggest that I broke someone's trust with the Brock thing. Not true. That's why I got annoyed when he said that I broke his trust. That's the only thing. So to answer your question, Triple Double, I enjoyed it. It's a very impressive production. I have no problem doing it again. I have no problem with Logan for the most part, other than this little exchange. I love the fact that my nephews thought it was cool that I was on there and other people will reach out. Like, it's a big time podcast. I get it. Like, they are a behemoth. Much love. Thank you. I'm honored that you'd want to talk to me. No issues. No issues with Jake as well. But it's just that I'm going to push back. I'm always going to fucking push back.
Yeah. Where was that energy, though, when you were on the podcast? I mean, I get keeping it professional, but I mean, that's all we got. That's the response from AREIL HELWANI. And I really feel for him. This bit gets me hyped up because they're seeing it as a game. They're playing a game, and AREIL's not really playing a game. You know, it's his livelihood. It's his fucking job to report information accurately, be a credible source, not be a sneaky, slimy fuck leaking information all over the place. So I really feel for him in this. And I think that these other guys are just in fucking La La Land YouTube play mode all the time, trying to keep up their gimmicks, their shticks, their heels. We're playing heels, and it's all a game. It's all a game to them. And they can't take accountability. They can't say a simple sorry. They got all this shit mixed up. They're trying to make excuses to blame why they're treating you a certain way. They're coming up with excuses. And I think that that's what happened. They're coming up with excuses to not like AREIL and to treat AREIL like shit on the show. He doesn't see it the way I see it. I thought that they were completely disrespectful, in my opinion. But yeah, that's AREIL HELWANI, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck. All right, we're going to bring up the next one. How about Dana White getting cucked by KHAMZAT Chimaev, ladies and gentlemen?
What the hell is even that?
KHAMZAT. So when he won the belt, this is him cucking Dana White by disrespecting the UFC title. Check this out.
Hey, get my money. Dana, send my money, brother. I'm waiting for that war and that shit belt. What belt is it?
Oh, yes, I'm waiting. Give me my fucking money. That means more to me than this shit belt. I'm here for the fucking money. Dana White's like, what the fuck? You can see his face, dude. Look at his face. He's like, oh, God. I mean, you can't, it's kind of blurry. Dana, I don't give a fuck about this. Where's my fucking money? Fuck the shit belt.
Hey, get my money. Dana, send my money, brother. I'm waiting for that war and that shit belt. What belt is important for my country?
What do you guys think about that? KHAMZAT, the champ, cucking the president of the UFC. Fuck this belt. Give me my money, bitch. That's what he said. I can beat you up. I can wrestle you in here and kill you. Give me my fucking money. Who's ever talked to Dana like that? That's crazy. And he's the champ. He's unstoppable right now. KHAMZAT, you know, I actually reported KHAMZAT. Sorry about this, guys. Before the fight with Duplessis, I actually reported KHAMZAT Chimaev to the Department of Homeland Security. I saw in an interview where he said he was a terrorist. He was talking to DC, and DC is talking about skin color and how his is beautiful and black, and KHAMZAT's is Chechen skin and it's ugly. And KHAMZAT says that he doesn't need to have good skin. Girls love terrorists, brother.
Federal fucking prison.
And then he said he was just kidding, but I really think, I mean, KHAMZAT be screaming Allah Akbar a little too much for my liking. I got that post-traumatic, dude. You don't be screaming Allah Akbar. You could say it. I know what it means, but you can't scream it repeatedly over and over and over again without getting me a little bit nervous. I'm going to show you the clip of KHAMZAT saying that he's a terrorist. Watch this. Check it out. It's fucking crazy. Check this out.
He looks cute, brother.
Hey, with the big shirt. Why you do?
Bro, what is that?
It's beautiful. What is this? Why always black? You could use a little color in your wardrobe.
It's better to use the black, bro.
What?
That's, I don't know, color.
Well, look at me, but look at me. Look at my face. Look at your face. This, beautiful, black skin, caramel. Your skin, Chechenian. Not beautiful like mine.
It needs to be beautiful.
What you need to be? Yeah. World champion?
Girls like terrorists.
You're so crazy. You can't say that.
Girls like terrorists.
Federal fucking prison.
Yeah, so I saw this interview. I know he was joking, but it still, I mean, it doesn't hurt to do a little bit of investigation. I mean, just for national security purposes, I felt like it was my duty to say, hey, this guy's going to be fighting with a bunch of Americans in a big crowded place. It could get pretty chaotic. If a terrorist were to come around and clack one off, I'm just trying to, I mean, that's wild. That's wild that he even said that. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, look at this. Look at this clip I got of KHAMZAT too. I mean, this one's gnarly too.
Allahu Akbar! 9, Allahu Akbar! 7, Allahu Akbar! 5, 4, 3.
I'm sorry, but that makes me nervous if I hear that. I mean, close your eyes for a second. Do me a favor. Close your eyes and listen to this.
10, Allahu Akbar! 9, Allahu Akbar! 7, Allahu Akbar! 5, 4, 3.
I mean, I feel like something's going to happen at that last Allah Akbar, dude. That's very intense. That's too much for me. And these guys, these Russian Muslim guys that are just ruling the UFC right now, what are you going to do about this? I mean, I'm kind of embarrassed. I mean, the United States guys, the USA. Why don't we have an answer for these guys yet? Why don't we have an answer for this wrestling grappling sambo? Why don't we have an answer for this? It's shameful that we're just getting dominated left and right. I think it has to do a lot with discipline. These Muslim guys, Russian guys, they come from some conditions, some of them, that they weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth, besides Armin Sarukian. He's a rich guy, Armin. But anyway, they weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They're hungry as fuck. They're disciplined as fuck. All they do is work on their craft all day long. And they don't drink. They don't have all these outside influences that fuck your brain up. They don't party. I think the discipline is a big deal. I think where they come from too, the climate. I think how hard they train. It's all a discipline. Okay? Sean O'Malley, he tried to get rid of all the distractions. Okay? He was going to be, now he kind of like turned monogamous. He wasn't going to be fucking random chicks anymore. He stopped dyeing his hair. He stopped smoking weed, and he still couldn't get the job done. I mean, you got to stay on the track for years and years and years like that and dedicate your entire being to the fight game. And I'm not taking away anything from Sean O'Malley. It was just an example. I'm just saying when it comes to the discipline, these guys are on a completely different level. And the best piece of advice, I'm not a fighter, but the best piece of advice I can give to you is the only way that you're going to start beating these guys that are dominating these Russian, Dagestani, Muslim dudes, the only way you're going to beat these guys is you gotta stay disciplined, dedicate your whole shit to the fight game, no outside influence, train all fucking day, and you got to come up with new shit that they've never seen before. New shit that they've never seen before. New moves, new technique. You got to morph. You got to evolve in the game now with these dudes. And it's going to happen. I just don't know how long it's going to take. Ilia Topuria to me is a win for the United States. I know he's a Georgian fighting out of Spain and shit. I don't quite get it. I don't know how all that works. Maybe he trains in Spain, lives in Spain, but he's born in Georgia then. Yeah. So I want to see what happens between him and Islam. I got to see what happens between him and Islam. That's a fight. That's a $200 fight. That's a $200 pay-per-view. But maybe when we see it, it's going to be on Paramount Plus, baby. They got to make that fight happen. But yeah, these dudes from that part of the globe, man, there's something about them, and I think it really starts with their dedication and discipline, and their belief system. Like they're prepared to actually die. I know a lot of people say that when they get in the octagon, but these guys, you'll see a guy that says that he's ready to die, but then he'll tap out. It's like, if you're ready to die, then why don't you just go to sleep? So it's the discipline. KHAMZAT is most likely probably not a terrorist. I'm joking about that, but I mean, it is a little sus, and I actually did report it. So I was trying to get the card switched up a little bit because I wanted to see Dricus keep the title. That's where it's coming from. Another thing is like this White House fight that I'm skeptical on happening. They're already trying to make excuses. Now they're saying that the lawn where they want to host the fight cannot sustain the weight of the UFC octagon, so the logistics are a little wonky right now. They're trying to get it to work. Dana White apparently is flying out this month, at the end of the month, on the 28th, I've heard. And he's going to go check it out, and they're going to work some logistics out. They're going to come up with some things. I think they could make it work. I think it's going to cost a lot more money than they want to spend. They might have to reinforce some things, put it on a, I don't know. If it can't sustain 25,000 pounds, then where are you going to have it? You know, and then another factor, like I keep saying, the security, we brought it up last time, the security, the risk assessment. You're going to have KHAMZAT running around screaming Allah Akbar, running around the White House. That should make everybody feel comfortable. On the 4th of July, that sounds like a time for a T attack to me. That sounds like ordnance disposal might be on scene. I don't see how the logistics are going to work out for this White House fight. Prepare yourself that it's not going to happen, and that they're going to do it. They could be doing it on the 4th of July, but the White House lawn, just prepare yourself. It's most likely not going to happen. It's probably not even true that the lawn can't sustain 25,000 pounds. They're probably just coming up with early excuses. No, I could see the lawn not being able to. Yeah, I can see that being actually some truth in that. But I think there's a lot of other things that are major that stick out to me that why this fight won't happen. I believe that they'll change the venue, and it's not going to be as exciting. It's not going to be the White House. I think it's too big of a security risk. KHAMZAT's just running around, running amok, saying Allah Akbar at the White House. Well, I mean, the times that we are in, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I think, what else do we got to talk about? There's tons of other stuff going on. Did you guys see the video of the bear getting smoked in that dude's house? He smokes a black bear with an AR-15, guys. I mean, it's pretty gnarly, dude. Let me see if I could pull this up. I don't know if I can actually pull this one up. Let me see. It's got to be. Did I save that? Let me see here. Yeah, I don't think I actually saved that. But anyway, you guys saw it. You had to have seen it. Everybody's seen it. It's a fucking bear that breaks into a house. A dude wakes up. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. I got to pull it up. And he just lays the bear out with an AR with some quick rounds on target. I mean, it was basically point blank with the 5.56 or 2.23 round to the face. I mean, he probably shot this bear like 40 times in the face. Let me see if I can bring this up real quick. I'll bring it up for you guys. Let me see. I don't know. Yeah, the dude he wakes up, he clears the house. His tactics are all right. He didn't clear as good as I would like him to clear. But when you're in the heat of the moment, let me see. Shit. I don't know if I have this. We're going to check it out. I thought I fucking sent it to myself today. Oh, I think I know where it's at. Pretty sure I put it in my saved files here. Okay, yeah, I got it in my saved files here. We're going to take a look at this. Check this out. Oh man, we got to get going. I want you guys to see this. Check this out. It's at night. You hear a little rumble. and then you go clear the house. I need to hear it. Do I hear it? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that's brutal. Sorry about that. Yikes. Yeah, check this out. It's clearing with the flashlight. Looking pretty good, dude. Damn, dude.
Federal fucking prison.
Dude, give it up. I mean, yeah, that's crazy, man. I haven't seen anything like that. The guy did a great job actually clearing. I was kind of looking at it again. Very, very quick. I mean, he racked off those rounds quick. I mean, and that's a big reason, to have the AR in your home for shit like that. I mean, I don't live around bears or anything, but there's people that are just as big and scary. But yeah, that's an insane video. You guys got to go check it out. I follow a page called Not Very Gray Man of You. Yeah, because I'm like shooting stuff, I like shooter guy stuff. It's pretty cool. But dude smokes the bear. He made it safe. I mean, could you imagine if he didn't have that? If he had a pistol, if he grabbed the pistol, I think it would have been a different story. I think if he grabbed like a handgun, a 9 or something, if he grabbed a 9, I don't think that it would have been the same results. He's really, really, really lucky that he grabbed that AR, because I don't think it would have been the same story. So, yeah, get an AR and learn how to use it. That's a big fucking deal, ladies and gentlemen. All right, hey, we're gonna wrap up the show tonight. We're going to listen to some tunes to wrap up the show. I hope everybody had a phenomenal time tonight. What are we going to listen to? I don't know if did we listen to the new Peeling Flesh? It's not brand new or anything, but I think we should, even if we listen to it, fuck it. We're going to listen to it again. This is going to be Peeling Flesh with their latest called Midnight. It's going to be off their new album coming up. You guys enjoy this. Have a great night tonight. We really love you here at the Show No Mercy Show. Ladies and gentlemen, what a pleasure tonight. Enjoy some Peeling Flesh. We're going to take off out of here. Bodega Joe here, episode 18.